name is Babo Kamel. The title of this poem is Revenant. She offers a palm, cradles baby carrots. Damp earth clings to the roots. Her babushka, an ambush of roses from the Russia my grandmother fled, a town I can't pronounce. It's the same each time. I can't find the car. My keys are brass knuckles. Grandmother must be waiting. My grandmother is a fish swimming out of her own watery heart. There, not there, there again. I take the carrots for the world that ended. Take small bites. Swallow the earth. Actually, this poem, parts of the poem occurred in a dream that I had, and I didn't really understand what the words meant, and so I guess I sort of had to explore that, and this is what came out. Well, sometimes I don't always know what a poem is about exactly. I might have a very strong image that haunts, or a couple of lines that I can't really analyze, but somehow I know they're important. So as I said before, this poem began in a dream, and the lines that I heard in the dream were for the world that ended. Take small bites, swallow the earth. So I had to sit with that for a while, and what came to me was my grandmother and the life that she had lived before I even knew her. And in some ways, it brought me to the situation of immigrants, because she had come as a young woman from Russia to a land she knew nothing about. And so I guess that sort of worked its way into the larger theme about how we all have within us some ties to the past through our families. And this is not written in any particular form. I sometimes do write in form, but this one just came out the way it did. That's always an interesting question about process, because sometimes it's so internal that we don't even realize what it is. I'm trying to think back about this particular poem. I think the lines were haunting me. I had the dream, I had the lines. They probably repeated themselves in my head for quite a few days. Before I realized, I've got to do something about this haunting, because it's going to make me a little cuckoo. So I sat down and tried to grab hold of where it could begin. Well, first off, I think one has to pay attention, either externally or internally, and pay acute attention to what's going on around one, or what one is feeling at a moment in time, or what strikes one. And then to sit with it for a while. Sometimes poems actually just come out the way they came out initially, but more often than not, it's a bit of it's work. It's actual work to try and locate what the poem is trying to say and where it wants you to go. So take the time and pay attention. I think it's best if someone was sitting down with a poem and after reading it is confused by it, or can't connect to it, to leave it perhaps, and then come back to it if you want to. I don't think all poems have to be read, but if if one really wanted to, I think it's helpful to say the poem out loud, the way you feel it appears on the page. And somehow that creates a connection between the poet and the reader, and that might bring you closer to connecting with it. Oh, well, hello to everyone who's been a part of my life, I guess. And a shout out to the Franz. That's the writers group that I'm a member of and who's been wonderful. And Warren Wilson, guys. That's it.